What's up, guys? Amsterdam Knows Hoops back today with another video, and today we are talking about the red hot Cleveland Cavaliers, who at the time of recording are 7-0, and even if they lose at the night I'm recording this, they're still 7-1. The top team in the league at the moment, second in offensive rating, fifth in defensive rating, and Kenny Atkinson looks like he has put the pieces together. So today, guys, we're going to talk about why the Cleveland Cavaliers have come out to such a red hot start against also some quality teams, and what this can mean for the future of the Cavs and what these players can do. And the most important one here is not forgetting to leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're on the path to 1K, people. We are 79 subs away. Share this with a Cleveland fan. If they want to, hear more about their Cavs, send this out. Let's get it going. I think the most important piece to the puzzle that Kenny Atkinson, who in multiple offseason interviews and even his interview to introduce himself as the coach of the Cavaliers, was talking about getting Evan Mobley to the next level. Right now, he is averaging a career high 18 points, about like 56% from the field, 42 from three on 2 a game. So take that with a grain of salt, and still doing well from the line. Obviously, he's got about a steal and 2 blocks a game, or like a block and a half. And what he's been doing for this team, just as a offensive aggressor, I think is really important, right? Gets Austin Reeves on him, right? Waits, so they start to push it up, right? And now Reeves, for whatever reason, is stuck with Mobley. And you see Braun go over to D-Mitch. Just keeps dragging, and the problem is AD sunk over to stop the possible escape man, help man. So Mobley just takes advantage of the complete size differential and just goes in, right? Great poke out by George Niang here. Garland gets the ball, starts to push into transition. Right? Fake little screen. Mobley's here, sinking. Now he's an escape man, right? Because now it's just Jackson Hayes and him at the rim. Right? Drives over, Karis LeVert, great pass. Right? And then Mobley is able to just go straight up with it. And I like that. I like that Evan Mobley is playing with a newfound aggression, because quite frankly, Evan Mobley is a player that I've not doubted per se, but I was more skeptical of, just about every other night on Twitter. If Evan Mobley had a burst of offensive game, Twitter would tell you how he's ready to become now Kevin Garnett or some, crazy power forward who could score at a pretty good clip and play elite defense. And I was always skeptical of the offensive game, because year after year, it was just kind of like, I guess, but it ain't really. Now, the way Kenny Atkinson is playing him and being more of a downhill guy, obviously, he's going to be a lob threat, maybe catch it, get one dribble in, boom, go right back up. But this aggression that Mobley's playing with is so important, because for a long time, we sort of talked about how the issue with the Cavs was, and we're going to get into the other 2 guards, but with the way Garland had played up to that point, the guard play was basically, will Donovan Mitchell put the team on his back? And then, if Garland was playing well, it was, the 2 guards can create for themselves. And then all the forwards / centers cannot. Mobley and Jared Allen basically get reduced to lob threats. You are not trying to get them the ball. You are not trying to have them create for themselves, especially Jared Allen. And that made your defense in the playoffs or in a tight game a lot easier, because you would just say, okay, we can blitz, we can trap our guards, ice the guards, and force those forwards and those centers to beat us. But now that someone like Mobley is starting to create more for himself, right? Things are starting to get a little bit more complicated, which is important, right? Even here, Mobley gives himself some space, waits, right? Picks it up. Jackson Hayes is on the ground. Vincent loses the dribble. And this is the old Mobley that I know for a fact would have maybe gone up with this, but probably would have passed it out to someone like Okoro, right? But just straight up, sheer side advantage, right? Does a great job of rebounding off of the lost ball from Garland. And then, right, again, just pushes. Mobley gets it and just goes, right? Too late to rotate over, right? And quite frankly, he got set up, by the way, there, number 12. You really do hate to see it. But then gets the steal, and Mobley leaking out in transition. Again, Evan Mobley having some form of aggression. I do not necessarily know if the scoring is going to be there. I'm not sure if his offensive game is going to develop per se. I don't think he's necessarily about to become a Dirk or KG kind of player. However, I think getting him involved early and having him get involved in more of, I can play downhill, I can play this way, it's going to make it a lot harder for defense to just go trap the two guards, make them work for it, and those other players are not going to be able to create a good enough shot for themselves that we can live with. Instead, if you got Mobley, going from the top of the key, if you got Mobley attacking from the perimeter in, things are starting to get more dangerous. And that's why I think this team has also found a lot of success, because it's not just a one-headed monster that occasionally looks like a two-headed monster when Garland, is playing at the level that a lot of people thought he could. And now we're starting to see why this is so deadly. And speaking of Darius Garland, I'll be honest. Now, Garland is someone I've not been very high on. Even when he was an all-star, not that to say it was like a fraudulent all-star, but for me, Garland was someone I just wasn't very high on. I thought he was a cool player. I thought like what we had seen in his all-star season might be his peak. Like that might be what the best version of Darius Garland on a consistent level is. And that's okay. Like that's a really damn good NBA player. I don't know though if that's like we got our number 2 on a championship contender. However, Garland, I think him and Mobley are averaging about 18 each. Now Garland's gotten those numbers back up, the efficiency and everything, because even last year he had a Franz year, I call it, because Franz last year shooting wise was atrocious. And Garland was having a similar season. It was just not a good look. But I love here, right? Like gets Bridges to fight over to get over, right? Then gets Jared Allen, right? So again, just look at the actions they're running here. Pin down, right? Forces Mikal to keep going. Josh Hart is stuck on him. Brunson is still with Dean Wade. Allen gets enough space. Hart is stuck on his side. Cat does not come over. Now, again, you still do have an issue like this, right? Mobley is not necessarily respected from 3. But I love this floater. All right, that's a great move by Garland. And I like that he's keeping an aggression. I think that's what Kenny Atkinson has really unlocked with this team so far. It's aggression. I think at times the offense became with their previous coach, their offense became so your turn, my turn. And it just became so ISO heavy / like basically if Donovan Mitchell didn't get a good enough 3-pointer, or if he didn't drive well enough to draw in attention to kick it, the possession might be kind of cooked. But now that, Garland is playing aggressive, Mobley is playing aggressive, this team is looking like they want, right, to fight and to win and to go for something different, right? It gets, the possible double screen action here, right? He goes, okay, let me slow this down. Gets Allen again, right? But then Bridges is kind of stuck with Allen. Can't really recover in time. Another tough floater, but that's a good shot. That's a way to take advantage of the defense, keep them honest, and not make them think that you're just going to pass. And again, screen action. Another like Garland's float game has been really, really important for this team to take them to the next level. Even here, right, gets Jared Allen on the roll. And then beautiful, because here's the thing too, right? He's been hitting the floater throughout the game. What I got lucky with, or, where it worked out, most of the shots I just shown you guys were in the early parts of the game. So Garland had established to, the Knicks, I'm going to take a floater. If I get that nice little opening, no one's really come in front of me, I got a floater, right? And it looks like it. You see Cat's looking at the ball like, oh, can I get the board if he missed? Josh Hart's thinking the same, but instead it's a lob up to Mobley, who again takes advantage of the size differential. And again, fourth quarter, Mobley, clutch block, right? Garland slows it down, goes, okay, let's just wait. Drag it out. Right over to Jared Allen. Attacked at the rim and won. That's how you take advantage of what's going on, right? And again, I do think in a way this is Kenny Atkinson. This is a difference, and this is why coaching matters in the NBA. I think for a lot of people, they sort of think, well, if you just have enough talent, the coaching doesn't really matter. They should be able to pull it out and win. A championship, whatever. I don't think so. I think we're seeing with this team especially, the offense is playing at a far more spread, quick, aggressive tempo than we had ever seen with JB Bickerstaff. The defense is still good. Like, the defense was still really good with JB Bickerstaff. So the defense basically maintained itself. I'm not necessarily going to praise Kenny Atkinson for basically just kind of keeping things the same there. The offense, though, which I think is so important for this team, has been helpful, right? Like Jared Allen, right, doesn't even go for the screen, just rolls. Keeps Brook on him, gets it up before Giannis can get there, and obviously the best player on the team is going to get his. Mitchell's averaging about like 24, I believe, not quite up to the point of 25. And again, breaks past Gary Trent, waits, right? And similar to Garland, takes advantage of Giannis not jumping up to get it, to get those points in. And again, Taurean Prince fights over. Garland gets Okoro. Mobley gets over to the corner. And this is on Gary Trent. I don't know what he's doing there, but still. Incredible catch and shoot opportunity. And again, that's the aggressiveness. That's the one extra pass. Those are the reads you need to make if you want to win with this Cavs team. And again, you get Garland over to Mobley. Run a DHO. Fights over, right? Now Giannis is trying to fight it, but instead Gary Trent's in between. Beautiful pass by, Mitchell. And again, keeps Mobley rolling and attacking. And that's where things get difficult. And in a clutch situation too, 104 to 106, right? Gets Gary Trent. Dame comes over. You could argue that's a foul there, right? But either way, kicks it out to the man. Clutch bucket. And obviously, I'm not even going to waste time showing you. Go on Twitter, man. That game winner Donovan Mitchell hit was disgusting. I genuinely think this Cavs team, I don't know if they're quite a contender yet. And I know you might be thinking, but Emster, you've been gassing them out this whole video. I think this makes them a deadlier playoff team. Like, I don't think if I'm looking at like a Cavs, whoever they're matched up against, I'm like, maybe a Magic can get advantage of them this time around. Paolo was looking really good. Franz looked like he's got his shot back. The defense is still there. Maybe Orlando runs it back and gets a dub. Or, they're running into, a healthy 76ers. They had a cool year. I don't really think they got a chance. I think this Cavs team is playing at a level where they're a dark horse. Now, I don't think they would beat Boston. Boston is still probably, it is the favorite to win the NBA championship. And I don't think if they made it to a finals, they would beat someone like the Thunder or even the Mavericks. However, if this team made ECF, at the way they're playing right now, I would not be surprised. They're playing at a really good level. Kenny Atkinson has said, Coach of the Year, that's my award. So let me know what you guys think down below. Are the Cavaliers something legit here? Do you think they're just off to a really strong start? And it's not quite to this level, so Cavs fan takes. But similar to when the Jazz went on that run where they were like the 1 or 2 seed in the West. And then obviously the Cavs will not plummet to that level unless Mitchell or Garland gets hurt. Obviously never wishing that on any team. Do you guys think this is just a really hot start and they'll cool off? Do you think this team is showing some legitimate signs of fighting for contention? Let me know what you guys think down below. As always, this was Answer No Soups. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Have a beautiful rest of your day, guys. Peace out.